Okay, Boker Tov, here we go. Megilat Esther Perek Vav, Pasuk Vav. So now, Achashverosh hears someone in his chatzer, and they say it's Haman, and they bring Haman in. And now, Haman speaks. Vayavo Haman. Haman comes into the room. Vayomer lo hamelech. Now the king tells Haman, Mala asot ba'ish asher hamelech hafetz bikaro. So what should I do to someone who I want to give him honor? Vayomer Haman belibo. Haman says in his own heart, who does the king want to give kavod to more than me? Obviously he's talking about me. Now Achashverosh is intending for Mordechai. Mordechai saved his life. So he tells Haman, but he doesn't say the name. And the Gaon Vilna points out, he doesn't say I'm thinking of giving honor to Mordechai, because at this point, according to the Gaon Vilna, he thinks Esther and Haman want to meet with him tomorrow. Esther and Haman are together with Mordechai. They want to maybe benefit Mordechai. So he doesn't want to say, I want to give this honor to Mordechai, but rather he says, I want to give it to someone. Well, what would you do? And Haman thinks it's only talking about him. Here the Gaon Vilna also points out something, that the Pasuk only says, that Achashverosh says, Hamelech chafetz bikaro. That we said yakar is kavod. But earlier it said that Vayomer HaMelech, this is when Achashverosh was talking to his Ne'arim. He finds out that Mordechai saved his life. And he says, Ma na'asa yekar ugdula leMordechai alzeh. Was yekar ugdula done to him? Yekar is kavod. Gidula said is money. Was a reward given to Mordechai, be it we gave him kavod or be it we gave him money? Was that reward given to him? Here, when he tells Haman, he says to Haman, what would you do to someone that you want to give kavod to? He doesn't say to give money to. Says the Gaon Vilna, that was a nes. That was mina shamayim, that Achashverosh didn't say it. Why? Because Haman was very, very rich. He was already second in command. So if Achashverosh tells him, what would you do to someone that I want to give kavod or money to? Money? Then Haman won't think it's talking about him. Kavod, there's no end of how much kavod you can give to someone. Money, he's already very rich. So Achashverosh is asking me who to give money to. Haman won't think it's him. So therefore, Mina Shamayim, a nes, that Achashverosh only said kavod, and kavod for Haman, he wants all kavod, and for him there's still more room for kavod. He's not the king, he's second to the king. He's more room. And what does Haman say? We're going to see. He says, put him on the kingly horse, the kingly clothing, put the crown, etc. So there's more room for kavod. And Mina Shamayim, that money wasn't mentioned, so that Haman still thinks it's talking about him. Vayomer Haman el HaMelech. Haman now answers, Ish asher HaMelech hafetz bikaro. You know what you should do to the man that you want to give kavod to? And here as well, Haman doesn't mention money, because money wasn't mentioned to him. Yaviu levush malchut. Bring him clothing of the king. Asher lavash bo HaMelech. That the king wore. You know, in sports memorabilia, you have a game-worn shirt is different than a shirt that was not game-worn by the player. Here, I want to put him on. If you want to give honor to someone, let him wear something that the king himself wore, not a replica. That the king himself wore. Vesus asher rachav alav hamelech, and give him a horse that the king himself rode on. V'asher nitan keter malchut berosho, and place the crown on his head. V'asher nitan keter malchut berosho means that he was when the crown was on the king's head, when he rode on this horse, let him ride that horse, let him wear that clothing. But he didn't say put the crown on his head. That Rashi points out Rashi says that Shera enosh shel melech ra al shamar shitnu haketeh berosh adam. Haman saw that Achashverosh was getting upset. What, you want him to be like a king? So he stopped there. He didn't say put the crown on him, but he said the clothing that he wore and the horse that he wore when you were wearing the crown, not to put the crown on him, because that's what Haman wanted. He's talking about himself. V'naton levush ve'asus. Sorry, one second. And here the Gaon Vilna points out, means not just because the king would go out many times with his crown. No, the first time that you went out with your crown, that horse and that clothing, that to put on. That's what the Gaon Vilna adds. Hashem natan keter malchut berosho, pirush, oto levush v'asus asher rachav bo hamelech, bayom asher nitan keter malchut berosho. On the day that he was inaugurated. That's the time that he wore that crown, the clothing and the horse of the inauguration. That's what you should give him. Don't give him every time you go out. That's also chashuv, but the one of the inauguration. Unbelievable. V'natora levush v'asus ayedei ish misarei hamelech, and give this clothing and the horse to one of your ministers, hapartemim, one of the noble ministers. They'll be shuat ta'ish, and they're going to dress the man, asher hamelech chavitzvah, the man that you want to give honor to. V'yikivu alasus, and they're going to ride him on this horse. Birchov ha'ir, in the streets of the city, and the word rechov means the main streets. V'karu lefanav, and they're going to call in front of him, kacha yaseh la'ish. This is what should be done to a man that the king wants to give honor to. So Haman is going for all the way. He's just shy of wearing the crown. He's thinking about himself, right? And then we're going to see that Haman said, Achashverosh says, good idea. You do that exact thing to Mordechai, the exact opposite of what he intended. Unbelievable. We'll keep that for tomorrow. Amen ve'amen. יגדיל תורה וידיר.